The luminescence of the Fae is rarely a beacon of ethereal grace. It is a meticulously calibrated, soul-leeching radiation that strips the humanity from its victims. And in To Cage a Silver Light, the razor-sharp, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of A.R. Lenahan's Radiant and Rot saga, the concept of a Fae romance is deconstructed into a cold, tactical instrument of survival warfare. Lenahan, the master architect of this silver-choked, shadow-drenched, and spellbinding odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and soul-searing masterpiece that treats the Fae's existence not as a mythic boon, but as a systematic, reality-warping contagion. This isn't a story of whimsical, starlit courting. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a realm where the glamour itself has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for autonomy and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient, radiant-bound entity that views mortal emotion as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you are caged by silver light, you don't just experience a romance, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Lenahan hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised survivor, forced to defend their humanity against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of their own unrefined desire to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the glamour stitching, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their Fae-aligned captors. As they traverse the oppressive, light-drenched lanes of the palace and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated corridors of the realm's borderlands, they realize that their captivity is not merely a social necessity. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Radiant, entities that hunt those who dare to master the light that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the kingdom's most skilled truth-seekers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire court structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant, suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical, improvised glamour weaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the light's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Lenahan's writing style is unapologetically sharp, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of Fae arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical court grimoires, deciphering forbidden, light-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the court's truth-guarding enforcers. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the palace's secret silver-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping spirits into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes To Cage a Silver Light an exceptional entry in the modern dark romantic canon is Lenahan's unapologetic ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven survivor whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, light-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the radiant danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the court's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and fey imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.